Hello everyone, happy Easter. Today is Easter, and so because it's Easter, everyone loves a good comeback story, right? That's like the whole point that was whole Jesus' thing, is he had a comeback. And just like Jesus, this is actually a good comeback from the death story, from I died and then I came back to life. So just like Jesus, I'm gonna be telling my own comeback sort of story. Not to steal Jesus' thunder or anything, but I just thought it fit because today was Easter, right? So anyways, here's how I came back from the dead, essentially. Yeah. So I was performing a series of medical experiments on myself, on my genitalia. I'm actually gonna be making a few videos about some of my I actually have made videos already, like is it my ball? No, sorry. No, it's my, the sleepwalking video. Yeah, that was, I learned that, as a result of these experiments. So I'm performing experiments on my genitalia. I'm doing it's called CBT. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. I don't really want to go into details about it, but, so I was doing that on myself, essentially. And, what happened? Oh yeah, so I at some point, I'm actually making a lot of progress doing this. I'm figuring out a bunch of shit. And at some point I just felt like I was close to like a breakthrough, and not that kind of breakthrough. I probably confused you a little by, bringing up CBT. Not that kind of breakthrough, but like a scientific breakthrough. I was close to just like figuring out, holy shit, like this is, that's what was happening, right? I was just this close to like kind of making some, I'm just something in immense pain, and I'm just like this close to like figuring something out. I'm like, I just feel like I'm so close to like having another like, sort of vision, and I go a little too hard, and funny, right? Yeah. But I go a little too crazy, and what do you say? I mean, I died. I literally died, and no, I know I didn't pass out. I can control when I pass out. I actually do it a lot. It's pretty useful if I'm ever just like, it helps you get better sleep. And so I usually do it a handful of times a week. If I'm ever bored, I also like, just like a time skip. Then like, I kind of, I'll intentionally cause myself to pass out. Of course, it improves your sleep, as I kind of said already. But so I know what passing out is, and this was not passing out. This was literally I fucking died, right? I literally died, like capital DEIE died. Yeah. So yeah, I died, and how do you put this? I started having out of body. This is why I believe in a soul, actually. This is why I believe in souls, because I kept going for a second. And I think I didn't really go to heaven, because like I think heaven's kind of the peasant, like made up, like normie sort of like spiritual realm, right? Heaven's like a little too simplistic for what I'm getting at. No, but I went to like I went to where God lives, right? I went to like the spiritual realm where God lives. And I met God, and God was gender neutral. I should say gender neutral. God was gender ambiguous. That's why my other videos you see, I've been having a little back and forth on God's gender. But yeah, God was gender ambiguous. And what do I say? Yeah, I learned a shit ton of things, and I had like just a bunch of revelations, and I was just getting like constant revelations. I was constantly learning. I met like all of the geniuses of history were kind of there in the spiritual realm. All the ones who weren't like being punished in hell, which was actually a lot of them. But I was learning. I was able to like talk to like a bunch of these people over like a period of like 9 hours, and I just learned a shit ton of things. I learned just so much. I mean, of course I was already like obviously because I was doing like the shit on my my cock and balls. I was doing that, so I obviously like I was kind of in already. I knew like I already knew a shit ton of stuff, right? But I learned I feel like I even expand my knowledge even further. So I was already like at like one of the highest, smartest people to ever live, and I like got an extra boost on top of that by having this vision. And so I'm literally having this vision for 9 hours straight. And then I'm talking to God, and God's like, he said like, okay, I think honestly like I'm gonna send you back, bro. I'm gonna send you back. There's some important stuff I want you to do down there. I shouldn't have said, God didn't say it like that again. God was gender neutral, gender ambiguous. So I don't want to I don't want you to get any bad, it's still up in the air what God's gender is, right? But anyways, so yeah, I go back, and that was like a week before I started the Super Intelligence Unlocked YouTube channel. So if you think about it like that, I feel like that experience was like, man, I need to like start getting this information out there. Like God put me back on Earth. I literally died, and I got put back on Earth. And so this is kind of my like, this is my chance to like spread the good word, essentially. So if you think about it, I am actually a lot. Well, I kind of did it better than Jesus, right? Like I kind of did it better than Jesus, because the thing is with Jesus is that Jesus did all did all his teaching, right? He lived his life and he did all his teaching, and then he died and he went to heaven and he, you know, did a bunch of stuff, and then he came back and did only like a tiny bit more teaching, right? He taught all the main stuff already. Whereas for me, like, I died and came back to life, and then I did my teaching. So I actually have like kind of more credence in terms of what I'm doing. Like I kind of know my stuff a little better. I've been able to articulate my message better. And you know, not to compare myself to Jesus. I'm trying to do more things than Jesus, right? But I think in a sense I am like kind of the new Jesus, right? And so yeah, you know, just thought I'd give this like nice little story time, you know, kind of an origin story. Like, I mean, yeah, like Easter was like Jesus's redemption arc, and this was kind of my redemption arc / origin story at the same time. Because the thing is, because like Christmas is like Jesus's origin story, right? Christmas is Jesus's origin story. This was like my origin story plus redemption arc in one. So this is like Christmas and Easter at the same time, kind of. But yeah, I think that is it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's basically all you need to know. Okay, see you guys.